Hearing that it is explained in the sutra that all things in the world, in the final analysis, are empty in their substance, and that nirvana, or the principle of suchness, is also absolutely empty from the beginning and devoid of any characteristics, they, not knowing that the purpose of the sutra is to uproot their adherents, think that the essential nature of suchness, or nirvana, is simply empty. Question: how is this to be corrected? Answer: the way to correct this error is to make clear that suchness, or the Dharmakaya, is not empty, but is endowed with numberless excellent qualities. Hearing that it is explained in the sutra that there is no increase or decrease in the Tathagata-garbha, and that it is provided in its essence with all excellent qualities, they, not being able to understand this, think that in the Tathagata-garbha there is plurality of mind and matter. Question: how is this to be corrected? Answer: they should be instructed that the statement in the sutra that, quote, there is no increase or decrease in the Tathagata-garbha, is made only in accordance with the absolute aspect of suchness, and the statement that, quote, it is provided with all excellent qualities, is made in accordance with the pluralistic outlook held by the defiled minds in samsara. Hearing that it is explained in the sutra that all defiled states of samsara in the world exist on the ground of the Tathagata-garbha, and that they are therefore not independent of suchness, they, not understanding this, think that the Tathagata-garbha literally contains in itself all the defiled states of samsara in the world. Question: how is this to be corrected? Answer: in order to correct this error, it should be understood that the Tathagata-garbha from the beginning contains only pure excellent qualities, which, outnumbering the sands of the Ganges River, are not independent of, severed from, or different from suchness. That the soiled states of defilement which, outnumbering the sands of the Ganges River, merely exist in illusion, are from the beginning non-existent, and from the beginningless beginning have never been united with the Tathagata-garbha. It has never happened that the Tathagata-garbha contained deluded states in its essence, and that it induced itself to realize suchness in order to extinguish forever its deluded states. Hearing that it is explained in the sutra that on the ground of the Tathagata-garbha there is samsara as well as the attainment of nirvana, they, without understanding this, think that there is a beginning for sentient beings. Since they suppose a beginning, they suppose also that the nirvana attained by the Tathagata has an end, and that he will in turn become a sentient being. Question: how is this to be corrected? Answer: the way to correct this error is to explain that the Tathagata-garbha has no beginning, and that therefore ignorance has no beginning. If anyone asserts that sentient beings came into existence outside this triple world, he holds the view given in the scriptures of the heretics. Again, the Tathagata-garbha does not have an end, and the nirvana attained by the Buddhas, being one with it, likewise has no end. The translator notes that with respect to the argument as to whether suchness contains in itself evils or whether evils are a part of suchness, the answer is that evils are not a part of suchness, for they are not own beings. Their appearance is due not to suchness, but to a deluded mind on the part of a human being. If evils were a part of suchness, how could suchness help to extinguish evils? Further, the translator notes, with respect to the question of the Tathagata-garbha having no beginning, that the misunderstanding lies in mistaking logical conditioning for a time order as to which comes first and which comes later. When any two terms, for example, ignorance and enlightenment, samsara and nirvana, good and evil, are incorrectly thought to be absolutely exclusive polarities, one may fall into the error of supposing that they alternate in time. The assumption in the text is that on the logical ground of the original enlightenment, ignorance appears, On the ground of nirvana, samsara exists. Fazang says of this quote, "Hearing that an illusion is dependent on what is true, they think that what is true exists first and then illusion comes later. Thus they have come to entertain a wrong view that there is a beginning." Or in reverse order, like a certain heretic who claims that from the original darkness emerges enlightenment, they think that there is a beginning to being a sentient being, that is, an original fall into the order of samsara, and then an escape from there, depending on what is true. Close quote.